Hello universe! Today we're going to do what I call a home refresh, which is part decluttering, part just doing projects at home, and part giving things a new life so you don't have to throw anything away and go out and buy new things. And even though we did a full home declutter, 99% of the things about 2 months ago, this is going to be different. I still think it's going to be exciting and interesting and help get us into that refreshed mindset and starting over. First off, there used to be a white picture here with a lot of different components, but I think it was just looking very distracting and inconsistent. So I replaced it with the picture from the other wall. And then I have decorated with only 4 items. One of them is this camera. The other 2 pieces of decoration you might already be familiar with. There is this photos plant and a golden globe. In this whole room, there's only one place where I like to regularly check and declutter, and that is my desk drawer. First of all of my work equipment, because I'm actually going to be leaving my part-time job starting next year. Then I have these 2 notebooks that I still have not input into Notion. I have a few items that need to go to my memory box, which we're gonna work on later as well. This book that I am better off placing next to my bed because I will read it more. A bunch of paper that I have written out and I don't need. We have some notes that I'm going to input into my to-do list on Notion. And we have 2 cables from things that were ripping up, and I had very similar cables already. We're going to recycle them into the electronic trash. And there's one more thing that I would like to show you that now lives under my desk, which is this massager for the back, for the legs, for everything. It goes like this. And that was my Christmas present from my partner because he is not the best at doing massages, so this is really nice. And I thought having it under the desk, I can regularly just start massaging myself while I'm working and relax my back a little bit. Now that everything is looking quite good in there, we're going off to the bathroom. Here I started off by going through my makeup and seeing if there's anything that is expired or I don't use. I found this brow gel that I don't want to keep anymore, and then I went around and tidied everything that was lying out of place. After that, I picked up my baskets to see if there's anything expired in there, and unfortunately I did find a few things that I wasn't able to use up before they went bad. I'm hoping that having less of them now and tracking my skincare will prevent this from happening in the future. I also cleaned up some of the containers since it's much more inspiring to stay organized when they look good. And I put all of the products that I regularly use back in their place. There's not much to do in the bedroom, just file away a few pieces of mail and see if there's anything that we don't need anymore. I wiped down some of the surfaces and just checked if everything is in its place. And I've been stalling, but the next place we want to go is the kitchen. If you look behind me, you will see why. It's not even that I've bought that many things, it's just stuff tends to pile up in kitchens anyway, and I just want to clean up a little bit so I can feel more inspired to use my kitchen as intended again. But I just want to start simple and ignore the mess on the floor by organizing my fridge first. This is a quick and easy step in which I tend to put the perishable items in the front and throw away the ones that are already gone. Anything that is too tempting or quick to make, I will put in as deep and as hidden as possible. After that, I went through our cabinets to do the same. I took out the food items that were almost gone. I did any refills that needed to be done and threw away anything that had become unusable. For example, I took out this chocolate box that was almost over. I made a final chocolate, I threw it away. I had this leftover coffee powder. I transferred it into a glass jar and I put it away as well. On the shelves, I picked up our dying plant that needs to be sent to a plant hospital, also known as my partner's mom, and I put a little baby photos in its place for now. This is the part I've kind of been avoiding, which is the pantry. There are a few things to do in here. I have to make an eBay offering for this bucket and mop because we did get new ones. This thing, it sprays water in front of itself so you can just clean without actually needing a bucket, and it is so awesome. So that's what we're going to be using from now on. Secondhand, did I mention a secondhand? It was like €5. I took some time to organize my pantry. I took out my microgreens to use later, and also wanted to show you a few things that I have in terms of decorations. I keep them in the pantry because I regularly switch them out when I get bored of certain things that are around the house. And it always feels like I've bought something new, except I haven't. I just replace it with pantry items. I also got some expired items out of there and refilled some of my soaps and shampoos before tidying everything up nice and neat. And that is what it looks like. Even though it's not beautiful, it's very functional. Here are some of the things that I'm planning to let go of or transform. This one was a present to a friend and they asked me to sell it for them. That's obviously something that we replaced. Then the plant is going to go to my partner's mom because hopefully she can heal it better than we can. Then there's this Prime box that my cat really likes to sleep in, but I don't want to see the Prime logo around my house. I don't want to advertise it, so I'm going to transform it somehow. My couch came with 4 pillows. They were different in size and I didn't really like how they looked, so they are all in my attic and this is the last one. Just in case we ever decide to sell the couch, it's going to have to come and join it again. For the Amazon box project, I just took some paint brushes and a bit of paint that matches our plants and our bed sheets, and we painted the box for Leah to like. Hopefully she does like it. For that to happen, I think I need to find a really nice inner stuffing that feels cozy to sleep in. Currently, she likes sleeping on all of our furniture and none of hers. So never the cat tree, always the sofa or the bed or anything like that. But that's okay because she is adorable. We went up to put the final pillow in the attic, which is really easy because the attic door is right outside of our apartment and I love living on the top floor for sure. After that, I went through my closet just to see if there is anything in particular that I would like to work on, and there's some projects that I would like to show you. This is my jacket. It's 8 years old maybe. I've talked about it before because I was trying to remove these fake leather pieces that just start peeling off of everything fake leather that I have ever had, and it just took so long and it's not happening and they are peeling all over. I checked for sustainable jackets online. New ones that are good, which I advertise getting good things, are 300 euro, and that's a lot. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go to a few tailors and ask if there's anything they can do to rub these off and maybe put something else on top, not fake leather again. Exhibit B is my short winter jacket, which the same has these things that are just peeling, and it was just my style. It was my thing. I tried to peel it off on top. It didn't work. I'm gonna ask about this jacket again. Some gloves that I would like to declutter because I have new ones that I received for Christmas. And the cool things that they do have is they work with phones, and I take a lot of pictures in the cold. This is one of the most beautiful pieces that I own, probably the most beautiful, but it is so uncomfortable. It's just not realistic for me to wear this. It is not. I love this dress, but it has cut sleeves and I don't like wearing cut sleeves. I don't like seeing the top of my arm. For some reason, it's not my look. And I have this dress. It's been here for a while. It's a fancy mint green dress. And that is everything that I had decided to let go of in the past couple of months. At this point, I was pretty sure what was going and what was staying, so I just packed up everything that I was letting go of in this yellow bag, including one of the jackets that I later found out was not able to be fixed by the tailor. I also decided to keep these 2 blankets because I realized that I don't have any blankets to give to guests when they come over, so they got out of that declutter pile and are now living under my bed. I also kept the tactic of putting everything into one place so I can keep track of it. My partner decided to let go of 2 of his jackets since he had 6, and they're really nice jackets, so hopefully these ones will sell well. Another project that I want to talk to you about is this right here. These are my black pants. Their color was really beginning to fade, so we went to the store and get some new dye to paint them. And it does look really good. I will show you the comparison on a video right here so you can see how much they changed. But this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of pants The dye was maybe €5, and now they all look like they are new. I'm yet to see how long it lasts. There are some things you can wash it with so that it lasts longer, and obviously you don't want to wash it with colorful clothes because it could transfer the first couple of times. But compared to going out and buying new things that are also dyed, except they're dyed in the factory where they're made, this is so much better if it's going to help you to wear your clothes more. Now, there's one last thing that I would like to do in order to refresh my wardrobe, and that is to properly wash my shoes. These are essentially all of my shoes, and they all look terrible, even though I kind of like the dirty look on the white sneakers. I took them all to wash in my bathtub. And I really wish I could talk normally in my hallway, but unfortunately I can't because this is Germany. These are the tools at my disposal: castile soap and some old toothbrushes. Now I'm going to be really honest with you here and saying that I used to be one of those people who would wear their shoes for a really long time without washing them until they got really disgusting and you just don't want to wear them anymore. And at that point I will buy new shoes, which now I think is ridiculous, but it is, I think, a symptom of our society. But I am a different person now. I like to wear all of my shoes. I haven't bought any shoes since 2 years ago when I bought my barefoot shoes, and I am really happy with them. And I also don't want a new bath, so I made sure to go back and wash my bath. Finally, I wanted to do something else in the closet, which was to replace my memory boxes with this big box because they were just all overflowing and my things were getting all messed up. So I will have to find a better solution, but that is what I came up with for now, and it works. After that, I moved on to some upkeep projects, what I like to call. The first one of them was the microgreens. I wanted to plant a few more of them. I didn't want them sitting around my pantry, me never using them and just forgetting that they exist. So I like to take care of these projects as soon as I remember that they are theirs. And this time I just planted a randomness of microgreens. The next upkeep that I wanted to do was just check in on my plants. Sometimes they have these problems that are so minuscule that nobody notices until they start getting yellow or they start looking a little bit down. And at that point you might think they're not getting enough light or they're not getting enough water, but it actually turns out that they have these little tiny flies inside of them that are not really easy to notice from far away. And that is what happened to our monsteras. So I just took the time to water everybody and check in to make sure that they are okay. After that, I wanted to finally digitize my notes. I've actually been looking into the building a second brain course. I'm not going to do that, it's very expensive, but I like the idea of having a knowledge base where everything that you can come up with is stored, everything that you have been interested in, everything that you have read, and that it's not lost. It's also something that I've been doing subconsciously, but now I have been taking a lot of care to do it systematically and have all of my notes digitized and in Notion. I am done. I am feeling refreshed. I am feeling tired, but I think there was a lot of interesting things that went on, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got inspired for your own space. The jacket updates and many other things will be on Instagram. You can follow me there. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon.